Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Varsity Roundtable, a weekly look at high school sports in the Fox Valley area and the only live online high school sports talk show in the state. I'm Ricardo Arguello, part of the USA Today Network, Wisconsin digital live stream team, and we are here in an amazing high definition at the mothership, the Post Crescent. What are we on? 10th floor of the Post Crescent here in downtown Appleton. And here, keeping the focus on volleyball, but more specifically, it's about boys volleyball, and we have two representatives from the number one ranked team in the state from boys volleyball. We have to my left here, I guess, the first guy here, Aidan Van Epern. Aidan, there you go. Say hi. There we go. And then directly to his left is Xavier Stuber. Xavier, there we go. Guys are on board to talk about the great season they've been having. They're both seniors and about their quest to bring home that gold ball in Division I, I should say in boys volleyball overall. Before we start, I want to let everyone know that we are a live and interactive show. So we invite your comments and questions. We have my man Brett Christopherson over there holding it behind the Dell computer. He'll get those comments and questions over to us right away. Don't forget about Jim Rosandick holding it down on the production end. So if you have any questions, there should be a viewer. Just log in. Give yourself a name, though, okay? These guys want to know who's asking the question. Don't be putting anything anonymous or anything like that. Let them know who's answering the questions. But before, like I do before every show, though, this is about volleyball, ladies. I know you want to ask for the guys out, ask for numbers. We ain't having none of that. It's not that kind of show, like I say before every show. Guys, first couple of shows, we had people asking for numbers. Can't do that. You guys are on your own for that. Sorry, we can't help you with that. So what we'd like to do first is get some introductions. So, Aidan, you're up, my friend. Let everyone know the position or positions you play and how you got into playing volleyball. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Aidan Van Epern. I'm a senior, and I'm a right side hitter. I got into volleyball in around like 7th grade. I just started playing because my friends were playing. It was a rec league. It was fun.
Okay. All right. Xavier, your turn.
Hi, I'm Xavier Stuber, and I'm a senior at Kaukauna, and I'm a middle. And I got into volleyball because my friends recruited me just because they said I was tall and I'd be good for it.
Okay. There you go. That's about as simple as it gets there. Again, if you have any questions that you might have for Xavier and Aidan, please log into that live chat. It's going to be popping, I'm sure, and Brett will get those questions over to us right away. Top ranked. That's got to sound good, right? I mean, knowing you guys are number one, I think you guys just have one loss on the 39-1. Is that what it is? 39-1, top ranked. You're going for that FVA title. I mean, but you guys are really gunning for more than that, right? It sounds good, but you guys want more than that, don't you? We're going to start here with Xavier and go to Aidan on that.
Obviously, top ranked is good for us. In the start of the year, we weren't ranked, and we all knew that we deserved better than that, so that was our goal at the start. But now as we got more in the season, we've proved ourselves to other teams throughout the season, but it doesn't really matter if you don't end it the way you want to. So our last step is keep going through conference and then through the playoffs and eventually to the Resch Center for state.
Wait. You guys weren't ranked, Aidan?
No, we were, I think, 14th in the coaches bowl.
Okay, all right. To me, that's shocking, seeing that you guys are 30-1. Everyone missed the boat on you. So what did you guys do before the season? I mean, you guys, I don't know how much you guys care about rankings, but that had to be a little bit of a little bit like, what the heck? Were you surprised at that?
No, I really wasn't because we had that alternate spring season.
Yes.
And so all the Milwaukee teams, they didn't really get to see us, and they're the majority of the coaches who were voting. And so all they could go off of was the fact that we lost in the sectional semifinal.
Okay.
And so I don't really blame them for doing that, but it did motivate us for sure.
Yeah, but you guys just aren't some normal program, and you guys have had state success. All right, I'm playing too much into it, guys. It's just me as a homer sticking up for you guys. But anyway, but what do you remember most? Let's take it back to last year. You talked about the sectional semifinal loss. That was to Appleton North. Then they go on and lose to Kimberly in the sectional final. Then Kimberly, as we know, wins the state title. We talked a little bit about this yesterday after you guys beat Kimberly in the FVA matchup yesterday. What do you remember most about that loss? So we're going to start here with Aidan and then go to Xavier.
So I was injured at the time, and I didn't get to play in that game. But what I will remember probably for the rest of my life was the locker room after that game.
Okay.
It was probably one of the saddest vibes I've ever felt in my life. You know, the seniors were crying, and people are banging on lockers because we knew that we could have done better. We knew that we shouldn't have done that. And so I think for me, what I'm going to take away from that is that I don't want to feel that ever again.
Interesting. Yeah, Xavier, anything more on that?
I definitely agree with what he said. The locker room after was not a good experience at all for any of us because we were riding high after we had beat them in conference before that, and we were really focused on the state goal. Even though it was alternate season, we were going for that state championship again, and just the fact that we got removed from that so soon, it was a shocker to us.
Did it hurt more seeing Xavier win it? Not just win it, they won it at your school because you guys were the place for the volleyball. What did you think about that?
We were excited to find out that we were going to host all the playoffs, and then we thought that that'd be a great advantage for us. It just didn't work out for us, so that definitely was added to it.
Yeah. Anything, Aidan?
Yeah, I know that we expected to just have, the big student section, and we were hyping it up, telling everyone, come through state championships here. And then for it not to happen and for it to end in front of our home crowd, I think that was just kind of tough for us.
Okay. Here again with Kaukauna, top-ranked Kaukauna boys volleyball players, Aidan Van Epern and Xavier Stuber. We do have questions. Okay, guys. Now we're going to switch over to online. Now, who knows what's going to happen? Again, billions could be watching if Russia's checking in, China. I don't know. Brett, what do you got?
Well, they said all questions around the table. Right?
Yes,
so
yes.
We'll get one that's kind of interesting. FVA fan wants to know for the guys, what were the keys in beating Kimberly last night? Now, don't give away strategies too much because you might end up having to play them again.
Be general here. We'll start with Aidan and go to Xavier on that.
So I think really, we always have a good game plan. Coach Mitch always draws up a good one for us. But I think our block is really what carries us through some of these bigger games. I know they have a really good outside Hayden Karpinski, and we were able to kind of, limit what he could do with our block, even with Keaton going down in the second set. So I think we just executed where we put our serves really well, and I think we executed our block really well, and that's what led to our win.
Yeah, Xavier, anything to add to that?
I'd say before the game, we made sure everyone at our school, all of our friends knew that we were playing Kimberly. It was a big game, and that was huge that all of them came. They were loud, and we had energy throughout. And then it really helped us with, like Aidan said, we knew their strengths, and we just had to shut those down, and that's what we did. Yeah,
I was at that game yesterday, Kaukauna sweeping Kimberly there, and their one win from an outright title. Because you guys both entered the match undefeated in conference. That was a big win. Brett, something else from online.
Well, Dominic Brandt is checking in tonight and wants to know, you mentioned it, how did you shut Carp down so well yesterday?
I don't know. I just I go up there, I block, I do my best. There was one, I think I got one early, first point in the game. I think I got one, I kind of shifted it over. But other than that, I got to give it up to my defense. I got to give it up to, the middles over here blocking. I didn't get many more after that.
Yeah, do you get more motivated when you go against hitters of that caliber?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what's that like for then? Because let me tell you, I saw a lot of excitement. There's a lot of emotion there on your side. How does it feel? Let's put it this way. How does it feel blocking him after you get a big block off of him?
We all knew who he was going in, and it's usually at the bigger names like that we know we have to focus on. So when we know that we're doing our job and we're shutting down their best player, it just makes it that much more fun to play.
Outstanding stuff. Brett, you have one more question from online. All right.
Yeah, and just a reminder, too, I'm monitoring the Facebook chat as well. So if anybody watching on Facebook, submit some questions through the comments section. But this is from Gabe Itch. Am I saying that right? I don't know. It says Gabe Itch.
Hey, Gabe Itch? Okay.
Gabe, maybe I'm being fooled by saying something weird.
Maybe you are.
How will you guys perform without Keaton for a few games?
Okay, yeah, Keaton went down. He went down. Okay, I don't want you to give too much information out, but yeah, talk about that because it looked kind of like it looked worse than what it was. Go ahead, Aidan, you can start.
Yeah, he's gonna be all right. I think he's gonna be okay for the playoffs, but I know he's gonna be out at least for North and at least the first round for regionals. But last night, Zach Vogt, our other middle, he stepped up big. He's a junior.
Yep.
So I hope that he can keep stepping up big and that he can fill that role because Keaton is one of the top blockers in the state right now.
Okay.
And if he plays like he did against Kimberly.
Yeah, you like that next man up kind of mentality. Xavier, what can you add to that?
We know that Keaton wants to be there back as soon as possible, but we also know that we need him later in the season more than just the next conference game. So we all had Zach's back yesterday, and as the game went on and he got more playing time, he got more comfortable with us, and that's all we can help him out with.
Okay, great stuff. Again, here with Aidan Van Epern and Xavier Stuber from Kaukauna boys volleyball, #1 ranked boys volleyball. Brett, I can go ahead with some of my questions here?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Well, what makes a team special? I ask this for all the great teams that we have on here that comes in. So, you got your chemistry, you got your coaching, the players, community support, right? Why is this team kind of closing in on a shot at a championship? Why do you think that is, Xavier?
I'd say it starts with our freshman year. We had a big group of seniors who were very talented, and they really mentored us the whole time. And we saw them go down in the sectional final to a really good Kimberly team too. And we've been playing with that same team since freshman year, even during club. A lot of us play together, so it's just the chemistry keeps building, and we know that we want to be able to end our season the right way.
Yeah. Well, great. Aidan, anything to add to that?
Yeah, definitely the chemistry playing together for 4 years. I know there's some times where like 2 or 3 of us wouldn't be on a team with each other through either club or getting moved up to varsity or whatnot. But I think what was big for us is this past club season, our 17s year, we went to nationals together, and I think we got really close as a team going down to some of those bigger tournaments. And I think our chemistry is the best in the state right now.
Let's teeter off. Let's go off. I'll segue a little bit into that. Your tournaments that you guys do. You know, when you guys go away, talk about why does that build chemistry? You guys are all hanging out together all the time. You know, the highs and lows of the matches. How would you describe, for someone who's not familiar, what those kind of trips are like?
So for club, when we go to some of the bigger tournaments, you know, in Indianapolis and Chicago or Kansas City, stuff like that, we all stay in a hotel together and stuff like that, and people drive down together.
Right.
And then we'd go do team bonding stuff. Like I know we went to Top Golf and just had a lot of fun. We always have a blast. We always find stuff to do. And so that just gets you closer as a team, hanging out all the time.
Okay, good stuff. Brett, did you have something from online? Go ahead.
I do, and just a request. Be nice with the names. Now, I caught that one. You guys burned me, okay? You guys burned me. It's been deleted from the chat. There's another one here, so we're not going to say who's saying it, but they want to know how does your confidence feel after last night's big win over Kimberly?
Yeah, we'll talk about that, Xavier. Your confidence.
I think it helped us out with our confidence, but we still have more to come. So we can't get too high on ourselves. We got to keep working hard every day at practice. We can't just settle with that win, because the season's not over yet.
Okay. Aidan, anything to add?
I mean, I think for me personally, it didn't really raise my confidence too much. We went in there, we did kind of what we had to do, but I don't think my confidence will be raised until, you know, we get to state or we do something else bigger that maybe is like something we weren't supposed to do.
That's great, because that kind of transitions right into my next question, which is about, you know, you guys play for a program where that is kind of the bar, right, to get to the state tournament. I mean, look how you guys were after losing, you know, in that sectional. So you guys are – that's your goal, isn't it? We'll start with Aidan and go to Xavier on that. But that's the goal, right? The expectations has been set that you guys got to compete for that state title, right?
Yeah, and you just walk into our gym and you see, like, I'd say 30% of the banners up there, they're all volleyball from the 70s and 80s into the 2015. So there's a history of great teams there. And like Xavier said, we watched those seniors lose in the sectional final when they thought they could win state. And so I think to bring a championship back to Kaukauna for the first time since I think like 2015, that would just be huge for us.
You get nervous with those kind of expectations, Xavier, or is that just because you guys have played in the program so long it's expected?
For me personally, and I think a lot of other people on our team, we like those expectations. It makes us work harder, and then we know that we can't settle for something smaller, which is why we were so upset about last year, and that's why we're going to push ourselves more this year.
Outstanding stuff. Good stuff. Brett, you have something from online?
Yeah, I think I can say this one. Abby Schmidt. Is that a safe name to say? Thank you, guys. How do your families help support you?
How do your families help support you? We'll start with Xavier and go to Aidan on that.
I go to my family after every single game, win or lose. They're the first people I talk to, and Abby Schmidt's my aunt, and I'm not surprised she asked that because she's always wanted to be the first one to give me a high five and say good job. And so I think just seeing that many people there that you know care about you and want to see you do good it's a good feeling and it helps you.
Okay, Aidan?
I would say this year for sure, the parents are going kind of crazy with the like extracurricular stuff. Like we made cardboard cutouts life size of all of us.
Okay.
We got heads, like, you know, the big like fat head kind of things made of all of us. And then even little things like at team like tournaments, we have tables for the team and they'll decorate them up. They'll get them all fancier than anyone else. And so I think just having something like that where it just makes it way more fun, I think that helps the, you know, like the chemistry of the team even more.
How electric is Kaukauna High School going to be this coming Monday? You guys are playing Appleton North. What's that scene going to be like, and how big is that for you guys? I know you're always going to look, oh, it's just a game. No. This means a little bit more, doesn't it, Aidan?
Yeah, this one, I mean, obviously it's kind of a revenge game from last year, but I'm hoping it'll be rocking. Like, I hope we'll get all the crazies out there and people will show up. It's our senior night. Okay. And it's on a Monday night. We're not competing with anyone else. I think people will show up. I think it's going to be a great game.
Okay. Xavier?
I think I agree with Aidan. A lot of our friends, they've been asking when we play North because all year they've just been giving us crap for last year because they saw games that they thought we were a lot better than that, and so did we, and then we ended up losing to them. So they kind of always say stuff about Appleton North, so it's definitely a revenge game for us.
Oh, good. So see, even the students know the expectations here. Brett, you have something from online?
Yeah, we got something, question for the guys. What motivates you day to day to just keep getting better and better?
Day to day. The day-to-day motivation. Xavier, you can start.
I think we've had quite a few tournaments this year where we have won them and then came back to practice on Monday, and we just kind of put that behind us, and we don't let it, like, make us stop working so hard or whatever. So like we put that all behind us. Then the rankings, we celebrated for a little bit, but we put that behind us too. And week by week, we just go. We have our one game a week, and we just keep working hard in practice. We don't let anything like slow us down.
Okay, Aidan.
Definitely what motivates me is last year when I got hurt, I felt like I kind of let people down. And so this year I just want to carry us to that promised land. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be there for my teammates. I want to be able to play in these big games, and I want to come through. And so that's what motivates me day to day.
Great stuff again with the top-ranked Kaukauna boys volleyball, Aidan Van Epern, Xavier Stuber. Brett, I'm going to ask something about Coach Mitch Bulwark. Now, what can you tell me about Coach? Now, you can be all nice and say he motivates you, all that kind of stuff. We know this already. What can you tell me? Give me some dirt. Give me some interesting things that maybe Coach does. I want to know some quirks, some kind of unique things that he does. Aidan.
All right, so just the first thing that I got is you see him right now. He's wearing that hat. He is never without that hat on or some kind of hat. And if it is off his head, that is because he threw it on the ground because we did something very wrong.
Interesting. Great stuff. All right, Coach. I should say Xavier. Go ahead. What can you tell me about Coach?
I was actually going to say exactly what Aidan said, that you'll never see him without the hat on.
Yeah.
And he has thrown it off at us a few times, and that's how we know that we did something wrong. And it's usually about focus and effort, because that's the two things he always presses, because you can't control your mistakes, but the focus you put on the court is what is going to make him mad. I
think it's fair to say Coach is a younger coach. You feel like that helps maybe a little bit in relating to him a little bit, because he kind of has been recently, I guess, where you guys have been.
Yeah, I think it helps because he had recent playing experience, a lot more recent than other coaches do, so he can still provide like tips and stuff, and he still sees the game as if he's playing, so it helps us with adjustments like mid-game. He can just think of them right on the spot.
All right, good stuff. Brett, did you have something else from online?
Well, Abby Schmidt says you guys are awesome role models for the younger boys, and you guys rock, so I'm just passing that message along. Gretchen wants to know, what's your favorite volleyball memory to date?
Ooh, favorite volleyball memory to date. Aidan, you want to start that one?
That's a tough one for me because there's so many great memories planned, but I'm just going to go with the national tournament this summer. That was really fun, and I think it's the first time that someone from our club was actually able to go. The 17s and the 18s team from our club went this year, and so that was just really fun for me.
Okay, for you, Xavier?
The 5-set match was Kimberly last year in conference. It was about as evenly matched as possible, and people asked us all week, who do you think is going to win this? We really couldn't give an answer. We just said we're just both going to go out there and play our best game, and we ended up coming on top just barely, but that game was the highest energy I've ever had in a volleyball game.
That sounds great. Brett, did you have something from online? No. Well, guys, you got to give me a timeout here because I gotta read some promos here. First off, a big thank you to our sponsor, Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear. They're providing the polo I'm wearing, as well as Brett and Rosie. They customize products specifically to fit their customer needs. They've been family-owned for 20 years, and they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Delivery service is actually available from Coonies. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 and on email at coonies0922@sbcglobal.net. And, we're doing this live stream. It's a service that we give to all the viewers, but we can't survive without the digital subscriptions, right, Brett? To the Post Crescent and all our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. For the next 6 months, you'll get all those benefits, the exclusive stories that I write that are specifically just for our subscribers. That's included with the digital subscriptions. It's only $1 for 6 months. That's like the price of a candy bar, Snickers or whatnot. That includes full access on your desktop, tablet, mobile devices every day. Learn more details and sign up for that digital subscription at postcrescent.com/subscribe. Guys, are you Packer fans? Oh, you are. How about you, Xavier? Ooh, Xavier, who's your team?
The Denver Broncos.
Ooh, okay, interesting. you got a little bit of a remark there from me. I can't stand the Packers. I'm a Bears fan, but I do co-host a Packers show with that guy over there. Actually, he's the guy who co-hosts it with a certain Alan Lazard. That's Brett Christopherson over there. Alan Lazard, by the way, can't say a bad thing about him. He's a good guy. And this past week, Brett, who did he have?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love was on our show on Monday. That's over at the Radisson. Oh, I'm sorry. The Paper Valley Hotel. Sorry, it's gone over through so many names the last couple of years. But inside is the Clubhouse Sports Grill. That's where we have the show every Monday, 6:30 p.m. It's free. Come on down. You get to see your favorite Packer players, all that kind of stuff. So come on down and check it out every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Podcast. We did our podcast today, R&B show. That's the only podcast dedicated to high school sports. We talked about you guys a little bit on that one. You can find that on Stitcher, Google Play, or iTunes. It's the R&B show. Please check it out. Live stream, Brett, Shauno at FVL football live stream this Friday, 6:45 p.m. We should be on air on postcrescent.com and where else? On YouTube and
YouTube, Facebook, on site. You can't miss it. FVL trying to win a conference championship.
That's right. We're trying to win that big conference. On Twitter, by the way, my Twitter account's PC Ricardo. Brett's at PC Brettsy. Rosie's at Metal Rosie. You guys have Twitter accounts? No, you don't. Ooh, okay. You guys got to get on there. Is that kind of for older guys then, I guess, huh? All right. Well, anyway, shout-outs, guys. End of the show. Remember who you're going to send some love to, and I don't want you to forget anybody. Believe me, then you guys are going to hear it. I'm going to hear it. I don't want to get into any of that mess. So please send out the love you need to, okay? That's at the end of the show. Brett, did you have something from online?
Yeah, a few coming in. I guess somebody's looking for some love for the stats man. What's going on with the stats man? How do the stats, your perfect stats apparently, how does that help you improve as a team and as a player? It says Sammy Stats Man.
Sammy, how does Sammy help?
I don't know. How do the stats help these guys?
How do the stats? You guys follow the stats, Aidan? Are you guys looking at your stuff?
We definitely follow the stats. We have team meals before every game, and our Coach Mitchell read off the stats.
Okay.
Sam is our stats man, and he really loves that title. He will not stop talking about it. He's the stats man. He's got it on the back of his warm-up and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, so they help motivate us because, there is leaderboards on Wii Sports and stuff like that. And so, I think you're always looking to improve and you're always looking to be up there, and it's nice to see your name up there.
I should say Xavier. What do you got to say about that?
He's right about Sam loving to let everybody know that he is the stats man, and I think it's just funny during the game one of your teammates doing it because as a middle I don't get a lot of digs or assists to people, so whenever I get one of those I make sure to point at him and say put that in the stats book, and he's always on the top of it. He always says don't worry, I already got it in, and he just loves doing his job.
Great stuff, Sam the stats man, getting a shout out then from you guys. What else, Brett?
Yeah, second time this question has come up from Keith. How does Bain train on the team help you guys compete better? Hopefully that's a fair question to ask.
Yeah. Okay, all right, go ahead, Xavier.
Ryan Bain is a senior, but he just started playing volleyball last year because a lot of his friends did. We just kind of recruited him.
Okay.
And he keeps us loose at practice because it's kind of funny watching him play, but even though he's got a lot better, he just knows that he's doing it for fun and he keeps us all focused. But at the same time, he always makes sure we have a good time at practice. So he's a fun guy to play with.
Great stuff. And you need those kind of guys on the team, don't you? What else can you tell me about that, Aidan?
Yeah, well, I guess he's my backup, so he kind of motivates me in that sense. I go against him at practice on the opposite team and stuff like that. But other than that, really what motivates me the most is getting him in the game. When we have a big lead, the student section, they'll always start chanting Bain, train, and I want to get him in that game, so we got to get big leads. That motivates me.
All right, great stuff, Brett. Another question
online? Gretchen, I think you guys kind of played off that. How's the bench play a role? But let's go to Joe. Tough question here for the guys. What team in the state do you think is the toughest matchup you may meet in the state tournament? You guys kind of focused on a team down the line, maybe?
All right, we'll start with Aidan and go to Xavier on that one.
I'm just going to say Marquette. We've seen them twice in the championships of tournaments that we've played, and we saw them once in a semifinal. So we've seen them 3 times, and so we know that we'll probably see them again. They're a very good team. They hang with us all the time. They give us our toughest competition every game.
Okay, Xavier, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. It's Marquette. All 3 times we played them have been very close games, and we've won all 3, but they're definitely our toughest fight.
Okay, great stuff. Brett, did you have something else?
Yeah, ABCD1234 wants to know, what is the bench mob?
Okay, what's the bench mob?
The bench mob is what it sounds like. It's the group of guys that sit the bench. They give us our energy, especially at tournaments when we can't have the student section there. They're always getting up, they're cheering, they're calling ins and outs. They do their job. They're a key part of the team. They're a key part of our success.
Okay, yeah. Anything to add to that, Xavier?
They also like letting everybody know that they're the bench mob, and they take pride in that name. And they also know that the more energy they have and the louder they are for cheering us on, that we'll be playing better, and then they might get their chance to go in the game. So they love to stay loud on the bench.
All right, Brett, let me go off with one of my questions here. First off, rituals and superstitions. Do you guys do anything specific individually that maybe you might want to share with everyone? We'll start here with Xavier. Anything specific that you do? Do you guys eat the same meal or snack or something before the game?
Home and away games have a different meal, but it's the same every time. If it's a home game, I go to Noodles and Company, and it was actually such a superstition for me that when we lost last year, on a day that we didn't go to Noodles, I didn't eat noodles until the season started again.
Okay.
I wouldn't go there until our first home game, and then the streak is back. We haven't lost since we've gone there, so.
All right, there you go. That qualifies. Go ahead, Aidan.
Yeah, I would say I go to it's a recent superstition and ritual. I go to Chipotle before every game, and then I'd say other than that, I wear a leg sleeve for away games and a headband for home games.
Okay, interesting. And is there any team ritual or superstition that you guys do at all? Nope.
Listen to music. Basically, that's it.
Okay. All right. Brett, did you have something from online?
Keats, for the guys, who's the best player you have played against and why?
Man, they're wanting names.
Why is he the best?
Xavier, you can go ahead and start.
It was my sophomore year, but Landon Krause, he won Player of the Year in Wisconsin, and he is playing at Lewis now. He was by far the best player I've ever played. It was just no matter what we game planned for him, we could not stop him, and no team really ever figured it out.
Okay. Aidan?
So I never got a chance to play against him. I think I played against him in a scrimmage once, but I'm going to say Ty Martin from down at Brookfield Central. I played him at club a couple times. He's a really good player, and he's having a great season right now, too.
Outstanding. Good answers. Again, Brett, did you have something from online?
Let's do this one real quick again from Keats. Who's the biggest crazy? You know, they have the Kaukauna
Crazies.
Who's the biggest crazy at your volleyball games?
Yeah, who's that super fan, man? We'll start with Aidan, go to Xavier on that.
Well, so every year, 2 people are picked, a boy and a girl, to be like the Kaukauna Crazy, the student section leader. So I'm going to say it's Max Van Asten. Okay. He's one of the crazies. He's always there. He's screaming. He loses his voice, I think, every game he goes to. So, yeah, I think he's the biggest crazy.
Okay. Xavier?
It's a group of them, but I say the girls volleyball team because they do a great job of supporting us, and we support them back the same way. And we kind of make sure our whole team get to their games, and they do the same thing for us. And I know they were excited yesterday for a game versus Kimberly, and they were all there supporting us.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, this next question I have is about college. Now, are you guys going on to play at the next level? Is that still a question mark a little bit? We'll start over here with Xavier and go to Aidan on that. So what's your future plans? Would you like to play at the next level?
I would like to play at the next level. I don't know if I'm going to play club or like for the school team yet, but I have been looking at places, and I've gotten a little bit of interest from colleges from more during club season too. So it's easier for coaches to see you there. But yeah, I'm looking at playing college.
Is there a general field of study that you kind of are looking at too, or is that's undecided? It's early. I'm just asking.
Leaning towards psychology right now.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. How about for you, Aidan?
Oh, yeah, I'm in the same boat as Xavier. I would not like to sacrifice my academics to play volleyball. So if the right school comes knocking, I'll obviously accept. But I'm looking at playing more like club for a good school.
Okay. And then early thoughts on a major or anything?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do like political science and then go into law.
Okay. Interesting stuff. Great stuff. Brett, did you have something from online?
Sounds like kind of a fun question, I guess, from Bartholomew. Why does your libero kick the ball so much?
Aidan here.
So last night, this is just a recent question. He doesn't do it all the time. He doesn't kick it all the time. But last night he had 2 insane digs with his foot.
Oh, right. I remember that one that he did. Yes.
Yeah. So that's just kind of a recent inside joke. We talked about it at practice day. People talked about it at school because it was just pretty cool.
Yeah, I got some oohs and ahs from. I remember that play, and actually, I thought to myself, "Wait a minute, can you kick it? I didn't know you could kick it." But has he done that before, Xavier?
I don't think any of us have ever kicked a ball this year actually because freshman year, our coach, Mr. Carney, did a great job of getting that habit out of us just because you like kicking it when you're a freshman for some reason.
Okay.
But last night it was cool that he did it twice because they both worked and we got the points.
Yes, that's very true. Good stuff there. Brett, something else?
Yeah, I think Drew Jotun wants to know for Xavier who's your favorite neighbor. So I guess it's Drew looking for a little love. Doesn't Drew go to Little Shoot?
Drew Jotun? Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Plays football over there, right? Basketball.
Yeah. So is that your neighbor, Xavier?
Yeah, he's my neighbor, and he's my favorite neighbor because he always watches the live streams of the games, even when he gets out of football and he goes home and watches our games, and always texts me good job after.
Oh, that's
Very
great
nice.
stuff, and a fan apparently as well. Guys, do you have advice for younger players? You know, something that you want to pass along in terms of you guys are all varsity stars and stuff like that. We'll start over here with Ada. What would you tell a young kid wanting to get in to playing boys volleyball?
I'd say you have to get in with a group of friends because I know a lot of people who just do it and they're good at it, but they don't have any friends and it's not really fun for them. So I'd say get a group of your friends and do it and then just stick with it. Like all of us, I think Xavier can attest to this too. We were not good freshman year, but now look where we're at. We're number 1 in the state. We're competing for a state championship. So just stick with it.
Okay, that's a great comment. How about for you, Xavier?
I'd say know who your role models are and who you can look up to because, like I said before, our freshman year we had a great group of seniors and they would talk to us in the hallways at school and they would talk to us at practice and they would give us tips. And following someone like that who's gone through your spot and now they're a few years older and more experienced, it's good to listen to them.
That's a great culture. Great culture. Brett, did you have something from online? No, well, guys, it's time for shout-outs. So I remember I told you guys at the half, I said, hey, you guys got to think about who you're going to send some love to. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. I'm going to start farthest from me. We're going to start with Xavier and then finish up with Aidan. Go ahead, Xavier. And which camera is it rolled that he has to point to? This one closest to me?
The red, yeah.
Okay, there you go. So go ahead, Xavier.
I'd like to shout out my family because I know they're all watching right now. And then our amazing setter, David Vandehei. He's a huge Purdue Boilermaker fan, so go David.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Aidan.
I'd like to thank my mom, Beth, and my dad, Will, my brother, Jack. He plays on JV. I'd like to thank all the crazies because I know they're watching right now. And then I'd like to thank any of my other family that's watching right now and all my coaches and teammates that I've ever had.
All right, I have one last question now. Look, I'm going to be at the Resch Center either way. I'm covering any of the USA Today Network teams are going to be there. That could be any team from the Wausau area over to Sheboygan and down to Fond du Lac and all the Valley. Am I going to see you guys there competing for that gold ball? Aidan?
Well, as our stats man Sammy told us at team meal, don't count your chickens before they hatch. So we're not going to say that we're going to be there, but we would certainly like to, and that's the expectation.
Okay, Xavier, same thing?
Yeah, we're trying to have confidence without being overconfident, just like we were last year. So that's our goal, and we're going to keep working toward it.
All right, great stuff. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, this is Kaukauna boys volleyball players Xavier Stuber, Aidan Van Epern, and thank you to everyone who submitted those questions. Yeah, they were great stuff. Thank you for the interactive audience. So for Brett Christopherson, for Jim Rosandick, for Aidan and Xavier, I'm Ricardo Arguello. Again, another edition of the Varsity Roundtable. Look for next week's edition at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. We'll let you know who's going to be on the show early next week. We're looking at maybe some football teams and maybe perhaps even another volleyball team, but we'll check it out at that point. So everyone have a great week, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday for another edition of the Varsity Roundtable.